Dumelang, Lekai. The Lord is still good. This afternoon, I truly bless Him from my heart. Guys, a while ago, I promised her I was going to do the videos on my testimonies. And then He brought me here, and then I believe we still have a long journey. Linda Demudimu, He's still teaching me His ways, and I appreciate Him. And then today, I'm just gonna give you a bit of the testimony that I've promised to give you. I was very little when all these things started. It's really amazing on how God can really transform somebody's life. I was very young, at the rural areas when all this thing started, I think. But I could remember, I remember everything actually that happened. But they could think, if you abuse a child, one won't remember anything. But I remember everything that happened. My mom left me there, and then I stayed with the grandparents, and then visiting, in a way. And then one of my uncles, sexually abused me. And I really wonder if he still remembers that, but I still remember that. But anyway, I thank God that I was able to forgive him without confronting him. I forgave him, and I still love him because he is my uncle, Okilabon. So I truly thank him for the grace that he has given me. I was sexually molested at a very young age, and I still remember that. And then I moved from go to rural area. My mom came and Bloemfontein, and again there, it's really amazing how men could really see kids. Nama is not good, Nama, the works of the flesh, it is not of God. In a shake, my mom had the guy that he was staying with, because I could not say he was, but okay, they would say it was the husband, but initially, I don't know. I just want to be clear on this thing so that if maybe you're going through the same situation, or if you are a single lady and then you have kids, just be careful for the sake of your children. It's not about the men that you say you love, blah, 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 blah. No. It's not about that. If you have kids, please just take care of your kids. It is really, really, really necessary, and it is important. So my mom stayed this guy, and they were still staying together. And then they had friends. My mom used to sell booze, I remember this one night they were sleeping, and they had this visitor. I could remember this old man with beards on his face. He was very dark in complexion. I wonder if he's still alive. But I pray, if he is still alive, if he has accepted Christ, that will be the most happiest thing in my life, because God says that He hates the death. So I'll be so happy if he has repented from his sins, because I have forgiven him. And then this guy, I remember at night, everyone was sleeping, and then he woke me up. My mom told me that, no, this is just a kid. Just sleep there with the baby. You won't touch him, you won't do anything to her, That's how they thought. At night, this guy, he creeped on me, touched me, and he was telling me that it was awful. Let me not go there. It was like awful. And then this guy, he did whatever that he did to me. My mom was there and the stepfather, but I wondered if they didn't hear, or I don't know, but anyway, I thank God. I thank God I'm over all those things. So now what happened? This guy did whatever that he did. I could remember even the place, even though by labor shift, Mikukung, Banalint, what do you call it? It's an informal settlement. Then when they gave them the stand, then we had to move where we were staying. Guys, my pride was taken away from me at a very young age. And I became this strange girl when I was growing. I never understood why was I doing all those, bad stuff. But it came to a point when I understood what I've went through. It was the results of my future. But I thank God that all those things, they are behind me and I am a new creature. Then I did all sorts of bad things as a young girl. I had a lot of things that I could tell you, but one thing that I know is that God is faithful in everything. There is nothing that God cannot do. There is totally nothing that God cannot do. God, He is a healer. God, He is a redeemer. God restored my life back. Today I am able to stand and laugh at the situation. I am able to stand in front of people and tell them that how God restored my life. I am a child of God today because of His grace, and I am so grateful. And I thank Him again, for whatever pain that I've went through, because I can go around, talk to girls, talk to mothers, single mothers, that please take care of your kids. If you have any child, if now, as I'm talking, if you are a single mother, just love God. Just repent from everything that you are doing for the sake of your children. And then you, young girl, you don't have a child now. Please help yourself. Love God with all of your heart. Stay away from relationships, because whatever that we do today, it actually makes impact on our kids. If you fall pregnant today, don't think that that guy will stay with you. Don't think that guy will marry you. Don't think, when they come to you, they come all in the name of I love you, I want to marry you, because they know what all girls, what they want to hear is that I love you and I want to marry you. And then you just melt away, and then you'll give away everything. And then at the end of the day, you fall pregnant. And then what about your kids? What about that young girl? What about that young boy who will fall a victim of your actions? I truly thank God. I've went through a lot in my life. These things, I was molested at a very young age, and then I was raped also at a very young age, before 10 years, before 7 years. I remember this incident. This second one, I was only 7 years, but I could remember everything. And then I was very, very strange. At a very young age, I had the sexual urges. I was so sexually, I don't know how to call it, but it is true. It is true. You can truly help yourself. You can change today. You can change it for the sake of your children. You can change for them. I don't know what was happening. If I could just see just a little, maybe it's a book or something that has naked people. I heard this thing, pornography. I was crazy, and nobody knew about it. And the worst part of it, I was a very quiet child. Even if I did something, you won't even notice. You won't notice. But I thank God that today I am delivered from that spirit, because I have allowed God to penetrate my heart. I have allowed God to do His will in my life. I thank God for Jesus Christ, because if it wasn't about Christ who died on the cross of Calvary, I don't think I would have been recording this video today. Maybe I would have died long time ago, because my peers, they have died, many of them. But I'm still alive. I am still alive, and I am so grateful to God. That is why I have decided to speak about these things. I have decided to speak about these things. Through all those things that I've went through, I ended up having kids at a very young age. I had my first daughter at 17 years old. I had to drop out from school. And then I had a son